What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back. I do appreciate the support. Guys, it's been almost 2 months since the death of Toledo teen Kei'Mani Latigue. Last seen with her father, this piece of filth right here, Darnell Jones. I think he's 36 years old. And we said all we can say about this guy, but he still pops up in the news after violating his own child in an abandoned place, abandoned house, trying to set the body on fire after doing all kind of vicious things to her, and then try to get shot up by the police, and luckily his stupid behind survived. Now he's in court again. Well, he was in court, but this is a little bit about his criminal past. This guy right here been an F up for the longest time. And I can't blame nobody else but him. You had plenty of times to get yourself straight, but you still proceeded on the path of oblivion. So people are at where they're at for a reason, and so is he. But I think he's in the wrong place. But you be the judge of it. Take a look at his violent history that just popped up this morning. I want to share this with you. I'll come back with commentary. This guy right here is lower than low. Check it.
A Toledo man is sitting in the Lucas County Jail tonight accused of raping and murdering his daughter. Darnell Jones Ogletree is facing life in prison for the heinous crimes, but he was violent in the decades, years, and months leading up to his daughter Kei'Mani's death, and for the vast majority of that time avoided the bars that he's now behind. 11 investigates. Melissa Andrews has more on Jones's road to alleged murder.
He had her on this side, where that's facing us. He had her on that side right there, hanging off the balcony by her throat.
Angela Silva saw Darnell Jones unleash mayhem just a few doors down from her 4th Street home on July 29, 2019.
And all of a sudden we started hearing things going over the balcony, like TVs and clothes, you name it. He was tossing it out the door and out the window onto the ground.
Jones choked his wife and held her over this balcony while Silva and other neighbors called 911.
He was this close to throwing her off that balcony.
Harold Glander confronted Jones.
And I yelled down there to pull her back over, and he almost dropped her. So I got myself down there and I looked at him. I said, man, if you don't pull her back, I'm coming up. He goes, come on. So I didn't take no steps, and I was watching the girl. He almost let go of her.
Jones was found with a knife and pleaded no contest to domestic violence while other charges were dropped. He was sentenced to 60 days in CCNO but served no time, instead completing a substance abuse program. It's just one of many incidents in a pattern of havoc he unleashed starting at age 19, allowed by the light hand of the law. In 2011, he was cited for being intoxicated while screaming outside of his apartment, then resisting arrest. Just 3 months later, Jones and another man used a lighter and flammable liquid to set fire to this Toledo warehouse. He was charged with arson, pleading guilty to a lesser charge of attempted arson, and was sentenced to 4 years of probation. He had to complete treatment, get a job, and a GED. As a felon, he was never again allowed to have a gun. His next felony came in 2015 when he shot a gun at 807 Walnut. He pleaded no contest and was again given probation. He violated that probation in January of 2016 when he punched and broke a window at his work release program. The violence grew in 2017 when he smashed an alternator into a man's face at 18th and Monroe. The man required 20 stitches. Jones was charged with felonious assault and pleaded guilty to a lesser charge. He was notified on August 17th that he violated his probation. He was sentenced to CCNO for 6 months, but again served no time and was again given 2 years probation. In June of 2018, he was charged with disorderly conduct for being intoxicated while cursing and yelling outside his home on Star Avenue. 4 months after that, police got a call that a man was drunk and trying to break into a house at the same address. Police said Jones had glossy eyes, was slurring, and had a knife. He was charged with disorderly conduct again and a concealed weapon. He was put back on probation and sent back to treatment. Jones was cited in May of 2019 for disorderly conduct. An affidavit states he was drunk on his 4th Street porch with a machete. He was also cited for threatening to shoot in the head the officer who arrested him. Then came the choking of his wife on the balcony in July of 2019. The problems continued in August of 2022 when he was indicted by a grand jury for an incident at a daycare. He was found drunk with a crack pipe in the parking lot shooting a gun. He served several months in CCNO. That was 3 years before the murder of his daughter Kei'Mani Latigue and his arrest in Columbus.
What's your hands? Kill me.
Dude, show me your hands right now.
Me, bro.
Pull your hand out of your...
Myself.
I swear to God, pull your...
Shots fired. Shots fired. Finish in a second. Get medic, go.
Don't move.
Don't move.
Having seen Jones' violent streak, his old neighbors on 4th Street aren't shocked.
I was surprised at first, and then I turned around and thought about it, and I was like, well, if he tried to kill one person, who's to say he wasn't going to do it again? But I didn't think it would be his own daughter.
They can't change their stripes. People can't change unless they want to. And I don't think he wants to.
That was Melissa Andrews reporting. Jones also served short stints in prison in 2012 and in 2022 for gun charges in Franklin and Lorain counties. In both cases, he scratched identifying information off of those guns. His next court appearance here in Lucas County is May 23rd.
Gentlemen, that's the news. They went a little bit into his past. You know, the makings of a monster, I guess you could say. But I think this dude been a fuck up for the longest time. And I think his looks helped him get past it. I'm going to tell you something. An attractive man, when he knows how to use his attractiveness, can be a piece of shit. But there are women that'll fall for the allure of a masculine man that they find attractive. I don't like the dude, but he do got some weight, you know, something that I see women, he could get women with. You know what I'm saying? But always ends the same way. People like this crash and burn continuously. See, they don't have to wear a mask because the mask that they wear, the true mask they wear, you know, you got to get close enough to it and be around it a little while to see that that's an ugly person with a mask on that you thought was desirable. It's no different than a woman out here with a nice body or a pretty face and knows she can keep getting men so they don't change themselves. And they get worse and worse until, boom. See, people like this are never satisfied with themselves. You can give them everything and they'll still be miserable on the inside. Why? Because they were never fixed. And ain't nobody's job to fix no grown-ass man. Sir, you had a duty to perform, and your how and your why was your daughter's. Because remember, he got a 2-year-old daughter. And he was willing to sacrifice the mother, the daughter, but turning her house into a crime scene, just like he sacrificed his own kid that he seen coming up. And he seen the attractiveness in her. And for some odd reason, he jumped and sunk his teeth into his own child. I told you before, the way I think, I go into it and I look at how that person would feel after being betrayed by somebody they supposed to trust. Like I told you before, you should always feel safest in your parents' arms or in their presence, especially a young girl in the presence of her father. Because I'm going to tell you something. Many women will come and go in your life, whether it's physical or not, or friendship. But you'll always have an undying love for your father on that level of, you know, family. And this guy didn't care nothing about that. I'm more than sure all them times he was fucking up when Kei'Mani was coming up, every time she seen him, she probably didn't know about it. And even if she did, she wouldn't care. She just wanted to see him because she knew that's her dad. He wasn't thinking about his best interests of his kids in the street or Kei'Mani. He was doing this thing. You beating up random chicks trying to throw them off of buildings and all this other stuff. head full of fireworks. And this is craziness. This guy is a stray feral animal. And he should have been put down a long time ago. And the justice system again played patty cake with his ass. He did some fucked up shit. And he only did a couple of stints where he did a couple of years. If it was up to me, I'd change the mandate and I'd change the what different violent crimes, how much you would have to do. I'd do it like the feds, a point system. I don't give a fuck if you ain't never did no time before. I would look at it from a background basis of what got him there, what made him do that, what this, what that, what's the chance of him doing it again. And then they would go on a certain type of time tab and they would determine what they get, if they get any time at all. Because a lot of times with this self-defense and all this other shit, I changed a lot of that. A lot of people wouldn't go to jail for cutting people's heads off, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? You have a right to defend yourself and those around you, or things that are yours that trump somebody trying to steal. But anyway, reason why I'm doing this, I went to career day today for my daughter. That was one of the best experiences I've ever had. And she begged me for months since this was happening to go. And I felt good that I could go there and see her around 30, 20 or 30. It was a lot of kids in there. Probably 25, 30 kids in her class. And her sit there and look at me proudly as I talked about my life as a grown-up and what I do for a living. That was an experience. And just being a dad in itself, man, is just, it's a blessing. But some people don't see it like that. I don't even talk about this no more. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Court date after court date. They let them out and all this other stuff. But this crime right here is so vicious and shocked so many people. High profile. We'll see how this one end up. But if it was up to me, it'd already be a verdict. And it'd be guilty. And the penalty be death. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. And he be gone already.